In its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
It's me, Alex Bennett, and this is the Ramble. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I love him, and I think the world of him, and I wish he lived in New York, because then at least I would have a friend here. It's Larry Bowles Brown.
Yeah, so the last time I saw you in New York was January of '87.
Mm-hmm.
I went back to do an audition, my third audition for the Letterman show, and then the next day you were in New York, and I did your show. You had Bob Guccione on.
Really? What show was that? That wasn't at Sirius XM? No.
No, this is '87. This is Live 105, and you went back and did New York for a week.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah.
You remember that?
Oh,
yeah.
That was a great week. We had, let's see, Dr. Ruth was on it that week.
I think you might have had Dan Rather on.
We did, actually. And what else? Who else was on it? Do you remember?
The day I was on it was Bob Guccione.
Mm-hmm.
And the night before I did my audition at Catch a Rising Star, and before I went on, there was a comic he was bombing and he was yelling at the crowd and going crazy, and they ran off stage, and Bob Morton told me, I said, who is that? And he said, it's Larry David. He does that all the
time. Oh, boy.
So that was 2 years before Seinfeld. So
yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, no, he used to go on stage, and, you know, he had a very unusual and weird act. And people didn't really like to it, you know.
And he got mad.
And he would literally get mad at the audience and say, you know, screw you, I'm leaving. You know, goodbye.
Well, I guess he got the last laugh.
Well, actually, I hear it was a pretty funny act if you really paid attention to it. But, you know, audiences are not that sophisticated, all right? And you can do a kind of sophisticated act, but you have to spend the first 5 minutes of the act getting people used to who you are and the world you are inhabiting. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say your first 5 minutes is the most important part of the act to establish yourself with the audience?
Yeah, if you don't, then you're in a hole and you're fighting to get it back, and it's not fun.
Well, it's with you. They go, why is this guy depressed all the time and whatever? But when you open up with, I think your best opening line I've always said is, you know, somebody stole my identity and now they have no life.
Now his life sucks.
His life sucks or whatever.
That immediately tells you who I am. Things haven't gone well.
Things haven't gone well. And, you know, but anyway, was that the first time you did the Letterman show that you were auditioning?
Yeah, it was the first time. It was '87.
It was Bob Morton.
Jesus.
You know, I talked to Bob Morton a couple of weeks ago. Had him on the show.
I heard that he's selling real estate.
Yes, he is. And
he got out of the business completely.
Well, yeah, for the most part. I think he does a few things here and there when asked. But he's, you know, we were talking. He's a great guy. I always loved Morty, you know. And
so he's happy? That's good. Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's happy. You know, his life's turned out okay, you know, and he's got good memories. That's a wonderful thing to have.
Well, the Letterman show I did was the first one he produced. So
the first one he produced? You mean actually the first episode?
I had gone back 2 months before and got bumped, and Barry Sands was the producer. And between the time where I went back, Sands got fired, and then that was Morty's first show, the one that I did.
Oh, really? And that was a good show for you, too. I mean, afterwards, they probably told you, you know, come back to us in another 5 minutes, and we'll put you back on, right?
I don't know. They said they liked me, and then I never heard from them again.
Well, you just aren't aggressive. You didn't call them and say, "Hey, you want me for another show?" And he probably would have said, "Sure, you were terrific. Come back to New York, do another 5 minutes, show it to me, and we'll put you on." You know.
The show was so much fun then, and then I met when I was leaving. You know who liked me was Woody Allen's guy, Jack Rollins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he was Letterman's agent at the time, yeah.
Yeah, he just grabbed me in agreement. He said, "I like you so much. You remind me so much of Woody." And I thought, "Oh my God, that's such a compliment." And then I had a ride to the airport, so I had to leave. I wish I could have talked to him.
Well, you know something? A normal person would have called him at his office when you got back to San Francisco and said, "Hey, I'd love to talk to you about representation or whatever," and get into a conversation with him, because if he liked you, he liked you. You know, this was the guy who was not only responsible for Letterman, responsible for Dick Cavett, I think, responsible for Woody Allen, Nichols and May. That's where they first started out. And the two of them, Rollins and Joffe, represented all those people. And well into the run of David Letterman, Rollins and Joffe got a credit as producers. So, you know. But for you to get that from Jack Rollins was very good. And I'd say you should call him now, but he's dead. So, you know.
Yeah. Although I think he lived to be 100.
Did he? I think so. I think you're right. Yeah. But he stopped being Letterman's agent, I think, when Letterman went to CBS. I think what happened, he got Mike Ovitz is who he got. And for a couple of years, Mike Ovitz was his manager. Then I don't know who was his manager. Do you know who, let's see here. Leno had a manager, but after she got fired, because she was just Helen Kushnick.
Kushnick.
She was so abusive. Nasty, yeah. That finally Jay had to get rid of Helen to survive. And after that, guess who he got as an agent? Jay Leno. He never got an agent again. He did all his own...
did it himself,
yeah.
Well, if you're a good businessman, that's probably a good idea. But I just was reading about her recently, about how she was just torching everything when he got that show, and sounded like a total nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the thing that finally the straw that broke the camel's back was one night they were supposed to do the Tonight Show, but there was some kind of preemption, a presidential speech or a convention or something like that was one of the few things that would kind of not put the Tonight Show on at the time it should go on. So it got to be about, 10 minutes of midnight, and Helen just sent the whole audience home. Well, 5 minutes later, they were ready to go on the air with the Tonight Show, but there was no Tonight Show. And the network just said, "That's it. We're through with Kushnick," you know.
Wow.
So that was the end of Helen Kushnick. But from then on, Leno did all his own, contracts and everything like that. I mean, I'm sure he had lawyers who looked at the contracts to make sure they were okay, but he negotiated them. And he did okay for himself, I guess, But it's always good to have an agent. And the reason is you can't speak for yourself very well,
That's the most awkward thing in the world, is trying to determine how much money you're worth to somebody.
Well, you also can't sell yourself to somebody else. You don't have any. What's the word? What am I thinking of? You don't. Wow, I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to think of here. Is you don't have any any distance from what you do. In other words, you can go in for somebody else and say, "Hey, this guy's great. Here's why he's terrific. Here's how much he wants to get." No, that's not enough. Oh, you're going to give me a little more? Fine, But you never could do that for yourself.
No, I'd be horrible at that.
Yeah. And I never had an agent.
You had an agent, right?
Well, for a brief time. Let me tell you about my agent. My agent handled radio personalities in the Bay Area. And I figured for my second contract, I needed somebody to go in there and negotiate it. Okay? So I got this guy to go in and negotiate it. And he went and negotiated it. It got me some good money, you know. But then it was time for me. I was having problems with the station. They were thinking of going to something else, all right? And Johnny Steele had been kissing their ass. So, Johnny Steele used to go in after my show and talk to the general manager and say, Alex wasn't nice to me today. You know, and I'm going, but this I found out after the fact. And so then it was time for me to leave. And okay, so we're negotiating my exit, which was good because they had to pay me for about 13 more months or something like that. And it was well negotiated. And then we found out he was also negotiating for Johnny Steele. Well, now you're negotiating for the guy that's leaving, and you're negotiating for the guy who's coming in, and that's not right. You know, I think just under the law, it's not right. You can't represent somebody who is leaving and then represent the guy who's replacing him. So when we found out about this, we told him, you got to stop it. You cannot represent Johnny Steele at the same time represent Alex Bennett. And he then stopped representing Johnny Steele. He had a friend of his take it over. Now, so I don't know if in the end, when his friend took it over after Johnny was in there, he didn't become his manager. But, you know, that was the story on that one. That was just really hinky, you know.
That's not good.
Well, I felt totally betrayed, you know. And this guy wasn't that great either. I mean, you know. He negotiated a number that was lower than I should have gotten on my contract that he negotiated. And it wasn't until my business manager came in and said, hey, listen, you do all these live commercials with Alex, and they do very well. You have about 2 of them a morning. We want some money for each one. And that amounted to $50. And, you know, and if I did 2 of them a day, that was $100. And over a week, you got $500. Before you know it, at the end of a year, it's a fortune. So the extra money I made was made because of that part of the deal. So it was good. It was good. But anyway, and that was my friend Gary, who was my accountant, who came up with that one. So the agent was just a total waste. And of course, after I left, is my agent going around town looking for another job for me? No. So what kind of agent are you? You're a guy who just wants money handed to you because you took somebody who's already got a successful job, and you're simply negotiating it. So anyway, that was that. Now, how long did Johnny Steele last at Live 105?
I think it was about a year, and then they brought Stern in.
I think it was less than that, actually. It was about 6 months they brought in Stern. What they wanted to get rid of me, because the station was bought up by Infinity, or CBS at that time, who owned Stern. But Stern was on in San Jose, and he could never get into San Francisco. He never got numbers down there, and they wanted to get him into San Francisco. But they couldn't just, fire me and then bring in Howard Stern, because then Stern would do terribly because the audience would hold it against him.
Yeah, I think that was used as a buffer, right?
Well, I call it cleansing the palate. They cleanse the palate, and that was the story on that one. So, anyways, Howard came in and. I don't know how he was successful, I suppose,
I think he did okay, but it wasn't, I say it was so much better with you. But
Well,
What's and now is Stern near the end?
I think Stern is. Yeah, I think he's near the end. Yeah, yeah. I think Sirius XM has been paying him $500 million a year
That's insane.
over. Well, actually, was it a $500 million thing with over 5 years? So it's about $100 million a year. But that's a lot of money, and I don't think he's worth it to them anymore.
Well, how many subscribers is he bringing in?
Well, they're losing subscribers, so who knows how many he's bringing in. There was a time when he put Sirius XM on the map, okay? And I was happy that he came to Sirius XM because I felt he drew attention to it. And it was doing okay, but it wasn't grabbing. And it was a hard sell to people. Oh, you got to get a satellite receiver and so on and so forth. But then when he went, then it drew attention to Sirius XM. And that was the end of that one, So he did okay for them. But, how do you still need to pay the guy $100,000 a year? What are you getting for it?
Yeah, and that just seems kind of like a old school business model, a satellite now that the internet's here. So.
I think that's what's happening to Sirius XM. That's why they bought a podcast organization. Who did they buy? I'll tell you in a second. They bought Pandora.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So they're hedging their bets on that one.
Okay.
Anyway, and I'm on Pandora, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering. If you want to find the Alex Bennett Ramble, which this interview is on, you simply go to Pandora and put it in there, and we're there. So, They can't get away from me that easily. Yeah. I'll come up like a bad penny.
You never... Always leave on your own terms.
Always leave on your own terms, yeah. Well, anyway, so show business sucks. Why do we do this to ourselves, Larry?
Just horrible business.
We entered a business. I had low self-esteem, okay? I was a kid. I grew up. I had low self-esteem. I went into...
I think the business draws people low self-esteem.
Yeah, but then you go into a business where low self-esteem, my God, you're going to be hurting every day of your life. And so...
as an actor, you're getting, every audition you do is 99% are rejections, right? So.
Oh, auditions I hated. I never did auditions. I just didn't want to do them, I mean, I did them for a while in New York. I tried to get some, voice announcing and so on and so forth. And I would go into an agency that maybe requested that I come in. And they would give me the script. And as I'm sitting there reading it, you'd hear out of the side of your name is from the Orson Welles. And you go, well, I better leave right now, I mean, auditions, I was never good at auditions. Forget it, I remember one that I had. I sat there, and they handed me the script, and it ran, I still remember what was down there. It read, Susie knows a lot about skinny knits, whatever that is. But what she doesn't know is she has ho-hum mouth. Well, I looked at this and I started to read it, all right? Because I read cold, all right? Susie knows a lot about skinny knits, but what she doesn't know is, and then I see the next couple of words and I start breaking up laughing. And they said, is there a problem, Mr. Bennett? I said, no problem. Let me try it again. Susie knows a lot about skinny knits, but what she doesn't know is she's up. I'm breaking up laughing again. They said, Mr. Bennett, is there a problem with the copy? And I said, yeah, it's the worst piece of shit I've ever read in my life. They said, next. I mean, but these things were just brutal. I hated doing them, you know. Occasionally we get a call from an agency. They'd say, hey, so-and-so wants you to audition for this commercial. So I go, okay, fine, I'll do it. And I go to the thing, and I realize the only reason why they even wanted me is some woman who was casting heard me on the radio and wanted to see what I looked like.
Wow.
It had nothing to do with she wanted me to, you know. So I auditioned for the commercial, and that would be it, you know. Maybe if I appeared to be more sexy to her, maybe I would have gotten the job. But I hated auditioning.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Well, you've auditioned for movies.
I have, not in a long time. But,
No, but I mean, were you scared by it? Were you bothered by it?
it's a little intimidating. It's you're in a very small room. It's brightly lit, and you've got 2 or 3 people looking at you, and then you got to look down and read the script. And
Yeah.
yeah.
It's brutal. It's just brutal.
And even for like the little parts I was going for, there were literally 30 people reading for those parts besides you. So
Yeah.
just the odds are horrible.
We were going to have you read me some questions, but it looks like we're going to be running out of time in about 4 minutes. So why don't you give me a couple of them?
Okay, we had some noted personalities of the past.
Mm-hmm.
I heard of the name, and she lived to be 100, Lillian Gish.
Oh, yeah. She was in Birth of a Nation with
She was?
Griffith, yeah. She did a lot of Griffith films, short films, before that. But then she did Birth of a Nation. And then she went on, she did a lot of stuff. And the last thing I remember seeing her in was a great film directed by Charles Laughton and starring Robert Mitchum called Night of the Hunter. And she, if you've never seen that movie, by the way, it's brilliant. It's gone on to become a classic. And she played an old lady who takes care of these kids who were being chased by Robert Mitchum because he got out of prison, and before he died, the father told him that he'd given the kids some money or something, and he's chasing them all over the bayou. It's a really amazingly chilling and wonderful film. So,
Never heard of it.
only thing Charles Laughton never directed. After that, he never directed again, but he did a brilliant job on that film. So. One more question. Come on, I got time for another one.
About Larry Fine.
Larry Fine, one of the Three Stooges. Yeah. Was he one of the brothers? No, he was not one of the brothers. He was not one of the Howards.
That's right. Okay, you're right. Yeah.
And Larry Fine is the voice that, what's his name? Rhett West. I remember the guy's name who did the voice of Stimpy on Ren and Stimpy. That's the voice, is Larry Fine. It's an impression
Oh, really?
of Larry Fine. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, anyway. Let me see here. Do we have any time for more? Yeah, we got one more. Time for one more. Come on.
One more. J.C. Flippin.
J.C. Flippin, I can see him in my mind. I can see J.C. Flippin. He was a character actor. Did a lot of films. I can't begin to tell you any of them.
So he wasn't a heavy hitter.
No, he was. I mean, J.C. Flippin was in, like, you know, he was one of these character actors who you're just watching. He shows up again, you know. He worked a lot. You know, character actors made a lot of money in their lifetime, but they didn't get...
Yeah, when they made a lot of movies, I think being a character actor was probably the best way to go.
Well, you also lasted longer. So you look at yourself,
worked forever.
Larry. If you'd gone into character acting, could you still do it? And you did it when you were 20. Could you do it today? Of course. You're even more of a character now than you were then.
Right, yeah.
You know.
You're not age discriminated.
I think you could have done very well as a character actor. You know.
I think I blew it.
Well, you blew a lot of things, but the fact is, You didn't stop being a nice guy, and I think that's the most
That
important
counts
thing
or
of all.
something.
Yeah, well, we got a little less than a minute to go, but I can't tell you how much I really appreciate you doing these shows with me.
Well, I hope we're not boring people, but it's fun to do.
I don't think we are. In fact, I get comments about you, and the other person I get comments about is Lori. But I get a lot of comments about you, how they just love you on this show, and we love
Really?
it.
Wow.
We love having you. You know,
I'm shocked.
couldn't be better. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Larry Bubbles Brown, and if he's appearing at a theater near you, I'd say
He's the nicest failure you'll ever hear.
yes. Come watch a failure. Anyway, I'll see you next week, Larry. Bye.
Now, in its 11th year, this is GabNet. Talk like you've never heard it before.
And that was Larry Bubbles Brown, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm trying to, I don't know what's wrong with my microphone today. This is really strange. I don't know what to do about it, but what the hell? I'm trying to figure out what I should be doing. Oh, there. It's better now. I can kind of hear. Do I hear? Yeah, I do. Okay. It's a little bit. It's a little bit on the weird side. Well, I'll have to over the weekend. I'll work this out so that it sounds better. Okay. I don't know what my problem could possibly be. But anyway, where are we? So there are some people waiting to come on here. Well, two people. Oh, wait a minute. I got to show me. I didn't show me. Okay, hold on a second. There's me. Okay, hi. See how wonderful I am? I feel today. My eyes are a little red, though. I don't know. Well, I've got to over the weekend. I'm gonna work on this and get the sound better, and all that. So there are things. What happens is there's a thing called a noise gate here. And the noise gate sometimes goes up and it goes down, and it's a matter of will I sound better? When will it go back and hold me? It's weird. It's really weird. I'll fix this tomorrow. Okay. Well, I'll do it over the weekend rather than do it here now and bore you. All right? Okay. Anyway. Hello, everybody. How are you? God, no, I still want to take care of that. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, folks. I don't have to do this, but I'm going to do it. And there we go with the threshold. No, that's not it. What's the release? Maybe I need the release turned up. Or down, or something's horrible. I don't know. I see there's a thing here called a noise gate, and what it does is it prevents the air conditioner from being heard. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Yeah, okay, fine. All right, there we go. Anyway, I don't know also why I hear myself differently in the earphones right now, but we'll just go with that. Last night on this program, we had, well, let me bring these people in, okay? And then as we bring them in, we can talk to them, and I can tell you what I have to say about last night. Usually and look at it tonight, just two other people. Not that they aren't two of the real quality people that we get here, but still it's two people. Anyway, last night when I went to start this program, when I came off of the interview that we do usually prior to the hour, I come on and there's nobody there. And I figure, well, maybe there'll be somebody there, but there's nobody there. And I couldn't figure out why, and I didn't know why. And I then just signed the show off. I just said to hell with it. I don't have to do this, okay? And I signed off. And after last night, I again had to do some soul searching about all of this and whether I enjoy doing it when nobody's calling and it's insulting to me personally, and I do take it personally. And I just had to do a lot of soul searching after that show last night. And after we signed off about maybe 5 minutes, I left the Zoom on, so there's some people called. I could tell them, well, there's no show tonight. And I got a call from Alan. I think Alan was the only one that called. And then he hung up, okay. And then I left it on for a half hour. Nobody called. Nobody.
I tried to get in at 10:15. Nothing was there.
What do you mean, at 10:15, you mean?
Oh, 11:15 your
11:15 my time, yeah. Well, by that time, I had signed off.
time. Yeah, that's what I saw. Amy posted a message about that. So.
Yeah, so I was just, fed up. as well I should be probably, but anyway. So I don't know why I felt the way that I did last night, but what I say is that I just don't, I sometimes wonder whether I'm just pissing upstream with this thing. Yes, I have quality people. Josh is quality people. Kevin is quality people. Charlie is quality people. And on the Monday show, I get nothing but quality people. I mean, they're really terrific, and they all like each other, and it works out well. And, Kevin's called that a couple of times. I don't think Josh has ever called it. But he works during the day, and it goes on during the day. But I just had to think about what I'm going to do, like, especially the Thursday shows. I'm just wondering if I should just do it Wednesday and Friday, and leave Thursdays off. But then there are some people that I do want to run who, like my old friend Chuck Farnham and what's his name up in Canada is the Letterman guy. Mm-hmm. And they like to go on, but I'm thinking of putting together a show just called Alex Bennett and Friends, and I'll just run the interviews. And maybe that's what I'll do on Thursdays. But, well, I've got to figure this thing out because this is just not working anymore. And that's nothing to put you guys down. You guys are terrific, and I really appreciate it. And some nights we've had a full house here, but it just gets frustrating. And I don't know what was happening last night, but everybody tells me there was football.
Yep, first football game of the year.
Yeah.
Pro football game.
Yeah. So anyway, the other thing I did today, I did something interesting today. There's a thing called the California, what is it? The California Radio Historical Society, and they've got a building down in the South Bay, and it's a building where they have a museum and stuff like that, and they have the Hall of Fame, which I'm in, and so on. And what they have is this: they built this whole building, they fixed it up. It looks pretty good, all things considered. And it has steps leading up to it, okay? And on the steps, they've sold bricks in the walkway. So they sold out of the $50 ones or the $250 ones, but they had the $500 ones left. So I decided to buy one. And on it, I put myself. My name is Alex Bennett, by the way. I put myself and I put Lori Thompson, who was also on my show in San Francisco, and I put Larry Bubbles Brown on the tile. So in the future, there will be a brick in the steps going up to the society with my name, but more importantly, Lori's and the Bubbles. And these are two people that actually made my job easier and made the show better. So that's something I did today. I felt good about that one. Okay.
What's it called again, Alex?
What?
Radio, what's it called? The Radio Society?
Yeah, it's the. Wait, hold on a second. I had it here a minute ago. I had it up, but maybe I don't have it anymore. Maybe
'Cause
not.
I don't recognize that.
It's the California Historical Radio Society, I think, or Radio Historical Society. I can't remember now. Anyway, the point is, I did that, and it's there. Do you don't know about this? This is the overall organization of which the Hall of Fame is part of. So I'm trying to find it here, and I can't.
I see it now.
Now you see it? Yeah. What is it?
I think so.
Did I have it right or wrong?
I don't know. It's coming up.
God, I don't even know where my bricks are. Okay.
Just another brick in the wall.
But I figured they put 3 lines on there, so I thought I'd put 3 names up there. And I was going to put Marjorie Miller up there, but I figured nobody would know who she was. She was never on the radio, so. And I had room for 3 names, so I wanted Lori to be there. I definitely wanted. She has never gotten to be in the Hall of Fame, the Radio Hall of Fame in California.
There.
And it kind of made me mad because she was a big part of my show and she was well known, and you know how big she was. You listened to the show, Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember every day.
And these were
Alameda. That's why I couldn't understand where it was.
Yeah, it's in Alameda. Yeah.
Okay, that's like the North Bay.
Yeah, go over and see my brick. Okay,
I will go see your brick.
I'll let you know when my brick is there.
I'll take a picture with me next to your brick.
Why don't you pee on my brick?
No.
That would be good.
I don't want to be arrested.
But anyway, I didn't buy it because of any ego thing. I just thought I would buy it so I could get Lori's name on there. And Bubbles, too. These were people who were a big part of my show. I think you'll agree with that, Kevin, since you're the only one here who used to listen to that show. So. Anyway. So I guess it's just going to be us guys here tonight, huh?
Yes, so.
Well, usually on Saturday nights, I get together with 2 of these guys, Kevin and Josh, and we just talk about stuff, and they talk about football and sports, but that's after I leave. So, So anyway, how y'all doing?
Okay.
How you doing, Charlie?
Well, I'm still limping around here.
You're limping? What happened?
You may not have heard. Yeah, I fell off a ladder Monday night.
Oh,
What the hell did you do that for?
Twisted my knee. That's why this is now the maximum height I can get off the ground. So I'm never going any higher than that.
Yeah, I can't climb up a ladder anymore. Marjorie has to climb up a ladder. We had to get some luggage tonight for our trip, and it was in a thing way high up, and I had to hold the ladder while she went up and then hold her. But I can't even go up a ladder.
Please don't. After what happened to me, I don't want anybody over the age of 70 to be climbing a ladder.
So how bad is it?
I was at the emergency room for 4 hours at that.
Oh, wow. I guess I don't look at your Facebook page that much. But did you put it up there?
I didn't put it on Facebook, but you talked about it on Amy's show this morning.
Oh. Well, that's probably why I missed it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, are you feeling better?
A little bit. It doesn't hurt quite as much as it did yesterday and Wednesday.
What part of your foot did you hurt is the question.
I hurt my foot, my knee.
Your knee.
My knee
Oh, God. That's horrible. No, that's horrible when that happens.
Yeah.
I had that happen when I had one of my falls, and my knee went down, and, man, it was... They had to put in what's the drug they put in you to kill the pain? Cortisone. Yeah. And they got cortisone in there, and it took me maybe 3 shots of cortisone over a year before it just went away completely. But I hope you feel better.
Thanks. Yeah, but luckily, I don't know how. I didn't break anything or tear any ligaments or anything, So
is that the reason why you're not at your girlfriend's house tonight?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Did she live up a hill or something, or what?
But first of all, she was the reason I was up on that ladder in the first place. But that's
Oh,
not.
she was the reason you were on the ladder?
Yeah, she wanted to hang this picture above her
Oh.
window, about 10 feet off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell off the ladder trying to hang the picture up there.
So why doesn't she want you around there now?
Oh, who said she didn't want me around? No, I'm here because I'm icing my leg all day. I can't really walk around and do anything.
Does ice do something for it? Does heat do something for it? I never
No,
could figure
no,
out what you
'cause
do
it's
for
swollen.
what.
Ice keeps the swelling down and it doesn't hurt as much.
You know what'll take the swelling down? Ibuprofen is very good for that.
No, I'm taking aspirin. I don't take ibuprofen. I take aspirin.
Ibuprofen's not great for it. It's not great for your kidneys, but if you've got something like that, it will take down the swelling. Okay. Let's see here. Who is this? iPad. Okay.
Oh, it's got to be Bree again.
Is it Bree?
Yeah, he was iPad last time he came on.
Was the iPad last time he came on? Well, no, wait a minute. Whose ceiling is that? Oh, it's Bree's ceiling. I see. Hi,
He's
Bree.
iPad again. iPad 3 this time.
He's iPad 3 this time? Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry. This is my 10th gen iPad.
Oh, wait a minute. I can change that.
Okay, good.
No, I can change that. I can go here.
I built a new computer setup.
Yeah.
And I've got an old drive. I'm trying to consolidate all my 8 terabytes and 5 terabytes and 3 terabytes. And I'm working on my old clamshell. I don't know if you remember these. This is an iBook from 1999.
Name. Let me see here. Let me put some over here.
Just doing some organizing and
Okay, we'll change this now. And there we go. It's not iPad anymore. Okay.
yes, thank you.
Our schluck is better.
You're welcome. Let me see here. Oh, here comes Alan. Here comes Alan. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Is Alan? Oh, okay. There's Alan. Hello, Alan.
Hello, Alex. I waited an extra couple minutes. I wanted to make sure it wasn't just going to be me and you again.
No, it's well, if it were just you and me, it would be pure quality.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, we're just talking about Charlie's bad bum knee.
Did he demo the little white thing sitting on his bed?
I didn't stand on it, but I put it up
Marjorie has something like that to put her.
Get off the ground.
Marjorie has something like that to put her feet on when she's taking a dump. No,
Yeah, I guess you could use it for that, but
Yeah, you can use it for that.
that's what they're usually for.
no.
No, it's a step stool. It
It's a
can
step
get up
stool.
high in the cabinets and stuff in the kitchen or whatever.
But it's only 9 or 10 inches. That one there.
But 9 or 10 inches makes the bet. Sometimes all
It makes a big difference. If I had just that, I could get up and open the thing and close the thing where we had these what do you call it?
It can make a big difference in if you get late or not, too.
Yeah. So we're just trying to figure out, we're trying to figure out the bags that we're going to take because we don't want to take too many. We want everything we can put on the airplane.
Have you decided
Yeah,
when
I'm
you're
doing that
doing
too.
this?
What?
Well, I haven't heard. Have you decided when you're doing this?
Yes, we're doing it, I think, the end of the month we're leaving.
Oh, okay, good.
And then we'll be back about the 10th of October or the 11th of October, something like that. So, it'll be nice. I don't plan on leaving the room.
No.
Just bring me my food. But where are you now, Bree? You're always trying to show us your locale instead of yourself.
Yeah, just trying to spice things up.
He
Isn't
travels so much.
Yeah, I like that. Isn't that like the sanitary thing, the way they clean the sanit? No.
No. So where are you? You were at home?
I'm at home. I'm preparing for some travel coming up next week.
Where are you going?
Gonna do some snorkeling. I'm going to an island in Thailand.
In Thailand. Oh, okay. Do you take your family with you?
No, they've got their lives as well. So
That's not That's kind of ominous the way you put that. They have their lives.
Why?
I mean, Marjorie has her life, but she lives here and she goes on vacation with me.
It's okay.
Well,
They're
yeah.
just a write-off.
You're okay, boomer.
I'm what?
Okay,
Okay,
boomer.
boomer.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and do the show from at least the Monday show. This show I can't do because it would be like 6 o'clock in the morning that I would have to do it or something like that.
It's okay with us.
No, it's
But
not
Al,
okay with me.
Everybody would listen to you when it was just you and occasionally Albert. You know, there was nothing wrong with that. I know you like the Citizens Panel, but couldn't you have different formats on different days?
Well,
I would like to have just you for 1 hour.
oh yeah. Well, you know, there was a time when I could do 1 hour. I just don't have I can't hold a thought for an hour, you know?
You could one day a week.
Probably if I did it, it would be okay, you know? But, you know,
What time would the Monday show be? I could, not that I want to get on it. I could just watch it.
It would go on about 10 o'clock at night, I guess. If the 4 o'clock show would go on maybe 10, 11. Yeah, I don't know. I may do it earlier.
That's good for me.
I may do some shows. I may do some shows and just start doing them. And if you people can find them on Facebook going up, you know, try and join me. But there's a Wi-Fi right in the room. It's up on the ceiling, and
Wi-Fi router.
Yeah, it's supposedly pretty good. You know,
Okay, good.
so we'll see. I don't know.
Most
On the
motels
other
are
hand, it's a
pretty good.
vacation. I probably shouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know.
Probably not.
But if I can, I will. You know, if I feel like, you know, what we will do is what we did when we went to France. We will do videos when we're outdoors and walking. Who walks anymore? Going around somehow, and taking some pictures of like various islands, like Mykonos and so on, and do these live videos that you can then watch on Facebook. You know.
That'd be nice.
I used to do whole videos of my vacations, and now I find that just doing those little things works just as well in a way, you know. So anyway, that's the plan.
I want to see a picture of you walking around using the cane that somebody was nice enough to send you. You did that last time you traveled.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Alex?
We're going to the Greek Isles and also Corsica. What is it?
Santorini?
No, yeah, Santorini is one of the places we're going. But we're also going to what's the country with
Go to Hydra.
with a C? What's the country with a C that's right around there?
Croatia.
Croatia. Thank you.
Croatia? You're going to Croatia?
Yeah. There's just a few places in Croatia. Basically, most of it's Greece.
Greece, I would agree.
What's wrong with Croatia? Somebody 2 nights ago told me Croatia was terrific.
It's beautiful.
I did, and so did
Go to Albania.
Lori did as well.
Oh,
Albania.
You've been to Croatia, Kevin?
I have not, no.
But Lori told me they had been to Croatia and she
No, but
loved
I got
it.
a bunch of people I know, and my daughter was brought up by a Croatian.
Should I take travel advice from Bree?
Yeah, he's been around the world.
Yeah,
Wanna
he's
see
been all over the world.
He's been all
Wanna
over
see
the world.
lizards?
That doesn't mean he has taste in the places he's going.
Well,
You know,
he's a little younger than
I have a guy
I know
here.
that-
I have a guy here,
I know that Greece
Michael
is
Snyder,
better
who does
than
movie reviews.
Right.
And you would think if he did movie reviews and he said, "Hey, this movie's good," then maybe that's good advice and you should go see it. Not with Michael. You know, he recommended something a couple of weeks ago, so we watched it, and it's
Licorice pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Licorice Pizza. I haven't had a chance to watch yet.
You said you hated it.
Yeah,
Here
you
we
said
go
you hated
again.
Licorice
We go
Pizza.
again.
I didn't see Licorice
You got
Pizza.
it mixed up with Mystic Pizza.
No, I didn't see Licorice Pizza.
Well,
Oh, God. It's just giving me a horrible time here. But just because somebody is an expert doesn't mean they're they're saying the right stuff, okay?
Right.
You know. And I love you, Bree. Well, that's a lie. I love you, Bree, but I don't know that I can trust you on where to go on vacation. Like, have you ever been to the Galapagos Islands?
No, I have never.
Because
been
we're
there.
thinking of going there. Why?
Yeah.
Because Darwin went there.
Yep.
And if Darwin went there and liked it, it must be good. But I remember that.
I want to go to Darwin, Australia. It's not too far from
I remember that Shecky went to the Galapagos, and he said the most wonderful thing there are the turtles. These big giant turtles. So they're just great, just great. So how are you, Josh? What's happening in your happy part of the world?
Doing all right. How's it going?
Okay, well that's exciting. Actually, I say to Josh, what are you doing right now? And he goes, it's a little bit, it's nice, everything's okay. And then all of a sudden he'll start talking a little more, and then he goes for a half hour.
I'm just working on the same stuff, nothing major.
Yeah, just working on stuff. Are you still being interviewed on that podcast?
No, that's over. That was done. But I continue to contribute articles. I've got another one done. I just need to go over it, proofread it, turn it in, let them.
Are you getting kind of semi-famous for that? He writes articles which, quite frankly, they're a little hard for me to read because they're really technical, and they're about things like the Constitution and the beginning of our republic, and they're very learned works, I might say, Josh. But they're on a site where you got to be really heavily into that to really absorb it. Am I right or am I wrong?
Half. I mean, the site has a lot of, various, like a wide bit of, genres within it or whatever. I mean, it's a site dedicated to study the American Revolution, but if you go to the site, it has tons of, different things. They have interviews, they have, like blogs, they have long form feature articles like I write for them.
Mm-hmm.
They have travel section, about sites related to the American Revolution, with guides and things like that. I think the feature article that's on there for a few days right now is about, for example, a new member that no one had ever written about before that belonged to the Culper spy ring, which is famous by the show Turn, which was on AMC, and and all that. And it's sort of that host on Fox News, Brian Kilmeade, wrote a book about it and all that. That's sort of just like a he aggregates information.
What's the site so everybody can go to it and look and
yeah, right. But I mean that's
what's the site? What's the site?
The journal's website is allthingsliberty.com.
Allthingsliberty.com. It sounds like something some kind of asshole who believes in Trump would come up with, but
it's been around since way before him. So
yes, right. And it has,
it's a web-based journal, but they do a printed journal once a year of the top 30, 40 articles, the feature articles, because those are usually pretty long, they're 5,000 to 6,000 words each. So, they'll do a book at the end of each year, but it's like I said, it's a full website. Has its own podcast attached, a lot of interviews. It gets a lot of traffic. I mean, the numbers were given to me. I mean, it gets well over like 1 million views per month or something like that.
Well, stick with them. Don't call me. Jeez,
right.
don't waste your time here.
It generates a lot of traffic, I guess. So, I don't know that I'm not. I mean, I've gained some notoriety. I mean, there were a few people that read the work that are in the field that, reached out and said things. I mean, I don't know that anyone really, has heard of a lot of them. I mean, some of them are pretty well known in the community. I mean, if I gave you a name, you could go to Amazon and type their name in, and they would come up with, books.
Mm-hmm.
But someone wrote the other day and said, I should try to take my stuff to one of the major conferences. Like, every year in September. I mean, not for this year, it wouldn't have been. It would have been for next year. The
Mm-hmm.
Fort Ticonderoga in New York, is obviously a historic site. Everybody
Well,
knows
I
about.
remember Fort Ticonderoga. It was made
Yeah.
up of a bunch of pencils, wasn't it?
Yeah, right. And then every year at Fort Ticonderoga, they host a huge conference on the American Revolution, and a lot of people go and they present. This year, I watched most of it. C-SPAN sent their cameras there this year as part of their 250th celebration stuff they're going to be doing for the next year or two. C-SPAN went and recorded the whole thing, and they've been showing it for the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was one somewhere else. I'm sorry, but they're going to be there this year. So, I mean, some of these conferences are pretty big. I mean, C-SPAN's not, that a lot of people care about. I'm just saying in the field, these things are pretty well known. So, if you go there and you present a lecture and, they record it, they might throw it up on the channel, So, I mean, then you get a little bit more notoriety. And, as you try to have a book published or something like
Mm-hmm.
that, you can say, what all people, the
Right.
kind of things that you would have said when you were looking for another job in radio, right?
Right.
I appeared on this, I appeared on that. This was my rating. Here's a review somebody wrote about me. It's you just have to like fluff yourself up or whatever. It's just the way it is.
Well, when I went out for jobs, I hid my reviews. So, it was
So yeah, it's been
nothing I
it's
wanted
been
anybody to see.
positive.
Yeah. And I notice, Alan, that your hand is hurt. We have a bunch of people that are just in bed in a bad way today. What happened again? What was that?
Surgery, elective surgery. The tallest finger on my hand.
Oh, yeah, the one, the important one.
Got trigger finger in it. It's not even the finger you pull a trigger with, but somehow, and it would lock when you close your hand, like take your morning supply of pills or whatever.
Mhm.
It would lock closed. You'd have to straighten it out, and it would hurt. And so they have surgery called trigger finger release, and they numb it up with Novocaine, and then they go in there and clean up the ligament or something like that, and then stitch it up, and you wear a bandage for 2 weeks while the stitches are healing, and it comes out on Tuesday, and hopefully I'll be able to see my hand again.
Well, it's nice. It's good. And you'll feel better. Of course. I may have to have something on my hand. I have some arthritis there, and I'm thinking maybe I should have it operated on and just,
Yeah, why not?
get it back again.
Use the medical system before Trump cancels it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Kevin, on the other hand, I'm sorry to hear your cat died, right?
Not yet.
What do you mean, not yet?
Apparently.
Not yet.
You wrote me and you said that your daughter.
I had to have the talk with my daughter.
The talk with your daughter about putting the cat down.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I bet you can't bring yourself to do it.
It's not easy.
I just paid about $2,000 to avoid that talk.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean $2,000 to avoid that talk? You had to pay $2,000 to fix the animal or to have it
Yes.
killed?
That's right.
What? To have it killed?
And we had to she had surgery,
Mhm.
and then we just adopted out yesterday another street cat that we had fostered, but couldn't get along with our cat, and we think maybe the stress and some of the issues may have made the other one sick. So long story, but the black cat is doing okay, and the Tortico we've adopted out.
Yeah. Okay. So you spent $2,000 on your cat.
Yes.
When's your cat
That would
ever
have been
spent?
2 days for me.
What? That's
That would have been 2 days for me.
Oh, jeez almighty, As I said, when I was a kid and you went to the vet, the bill was $15 and that was it, you know?
Isn't it cheaper to just go get another cat? Open the door, say, I'm teasing. So,
You know,
it's you
it's
know, the
just
last dog I put to sleep, I felt it would have been easier to put my mother to sleep.
well, you know something. It's something you do for the pet that the pet can't do for themselves. When they're in great
Absolutely.
pain, and they, you know, it's either continuing with the great pain or putting them down. You
Yeah.
put them down because you
Well, this is
love
the
them.
problem is he's not in pain. He's just tired, you know.
Oh,
And he's
okay.
gonna get real tired, and we're just kind of just bracing my daughter for it. And it's her cat, and she's off in college, and she was upset that
Well, she didn't
she
take the
couldn't see
cat
him.
with her, though.
No, but she has one of her own up there now.
Oh,
three-legged.
okay.
Ah.
Okay.
But still, it's her cat.
Well, her idea of putting the cat down would be telling your cat she likes the new one better.
No,
How
no,
old is
that
the
doesn't
cat?
happen. He's 11.
Really? That's
Okay.
all?
Got kidneys
Oh, boy.
failing.
Can you
Just
replace? Are
tired,
there
he's
kidney
not eating.
transplants for cats?
They do.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
I wonder how
Do
much.
anything. You won't pay for it.
Tony gave him one of his kidneys for his dog.
Yeah, Tony. Hello, Tony.
How you doing?
What's new with you? I like to ask people what's new with them because I quite frankly don't really care, but I'd like to.
I was just watching a little of the game, and I was actually watching. I know you don't like the old TV show. I'm going to say, but
What game?
I like
Wait a
it.
minute, what game were you watching?
I was watching the Charger game, and then I was watching an old TV show after it. I turned it off.
Well, it's football time, so I won't get any callers anymore.
I was watching the Gabe Kaplan Welcome Back Kotter. I like it. I bought season 1 on Amazon to download it.
Well, you like the crappiest shows.
I like it.
Welcome
I like
back, Kotter wasn't crappy.
He was the
Welcome
one,
back, Cotter.
Charles, when,
Mr. Carter.
I didn't send Tony a ladder, but I sent him something else.
Oh, I gotta say that to Alex. I gotta say something. Alan, you didn't. I got something from Charlene about my dog, Alex, like a plaque. I thought it was from you, Alan, but it was from Charlene. She told me.
No,
A plaque about your dog, the one
Yeah,
that
I'll get it.
died.
Hold on. I got it in my mother's curl.
Yeah, this is a clear plastic plaque where they say something about, I'm sorry about the passing of your dog or something like that on it. And I sent it from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I wonder what Charlene
By the way,
said.
what kind of pants is he wearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
What are those pants?
Oh, these are my superhero pants.
Your what?
My Marvel comic pants.
Oh God.
Waldo comic.
Oh
fan?
God.
Marvel.
Will this guy ever grow up?
Why would you want to grow up?
Yeah,
Be
really.
a kid all your life.
Yeah. Well, I you know what I'm really amazed by is that our president is now killing people.
He's doing what?
He's killing people.
Oh, yeah. Department of War now. He is the war president.
Oh, yes, not the Department of War. It's not the Department of Defense. Now, to his credit, when I was growing up as a kid, it was the Department of War until, what, in the 50s? Some point? What do you
I think 49 they changed it, yeah.
49?
He's determined if he's not going to get the Nobel Peace Prize, then he's just going to go the other way.
Yeah, right. Right. But anyway, so there's a vote off Venezuela. And they figure since it only has so many people on it, the rest must be drugs. So they sink the goddamn thing and kill all the people on the ship.
Yeah.
How can he do that? I'm sorry.
He's a sociopath. That's how he does it.
You're right. He's a sociopath. Or an anti-sociopath. I don't know. But anyway, he's a sociopath. I mean, what's going on there? I don't understand. Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, so.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense to a lot of Americans.
I mean, I just don't think. I just nobody. You'll like this, Josh. Not a single Democrat complained about it. Do you hear any Democrats complaining about it?
I don't remember if I heard anybody say anything about that. I mean, I know that their goal is to, stem drug shipments or whatever, but they put these things out, and we don't really get a lot of, like evidence or
Well, let me
proof.
put it this way. Okay, there were people on the boat who probably died. Okay, let's say they were for a moment drug dealers. We don't know that. Okay,
Right.
and nobody could tell from the ship, from the
Possible,
airplanes that bombed it, whether it had any drugs on it. But
Well, I mean, I'm sure for the target, they had some sort of ground intel and
that might be fine. But
right, but we don't get that info. Is what I'm
let's
saying,
say they caught that boat coming into the United States, and they arrested everybody on that boat. Would they get the death penalty for that?
No, I don't think so.
Well, they
I mean,
did.
I don't know what the point of taking it out rather than typical law enforcement is, other than to send a message or optics or whatever.
Send a message to who? Americans
Yeah.
saying, "Look at me, how tough I am."
Right. Well, more or
And other
less,
countries.
yes. And people who might want to ship drugs here, which it won't really.
Quite
stop,
frankly, I think
obviously.
they should ship all the drugs they can into this country, because I don't know about you, but I need them to cope with this administration.
Yeah, I've never been, as concerned about that as politicians want to act like they are.
Well,
But
it's a cheap issue.
it'll. I mean,
But it's a cheap issue.
the,
look,
the
I'm
demand is not really going to go away for drugs. So
Yeah.
if they do manage to crimp the supply, it will just drive the price up.
No, it won't even drive the price up. They just got more. They'll
It's a
just ship it
practical
in.
matter. But I mean, if there is a reason to bomb a boat, and they want to tell the American people that, okay, fine, but they didn't really say, at least maybe I missed it, I don't know, but like, look, this was a shipment, large shipment. This was the people. This is what they had done in the past. I don't know. I'm just making things up, but they had killed an American here and there, and they were on their way here, and all that, and we have decided this is how we're going to fight the drug war now. And all, but they didn't really do any of that. They just, like you said, they just sort of put a video out, I guess, of them tracking and shooting in a boat and killing everyone, and we killed some drug dealers. Apparently, I mean, had they just left down in South America or whatever? I mean,
They were left Venezuela.
right.
Yeah.
So I don't know how. I mean, it would have taken them a while to get here. Obviously, they were no danger to the states. So they want to kill drug runners. I mean, I don't know what the legality of that is. I mean, the situation would have been different if they were in a boat full of explosives and they were coming to America to drive it onto the beach in Key West and set it off and kill 1,000 people, right? That would be different. But we didn't have we don't get any information on it, and if we were ever going to me fight a real drug war in South America, I don't think we're going to advertise. It would best be fought in a very clandestine way, with really professional operations and things like that. I mean,
Okay,
they
let
shot
me
at a
let me
boat,
say this.
I'm not sure what his point is.
I have maintained for years the best way to solve the drug problem, and this is in my opinion, make them all legal. And
Yeah,
that would
I'm-
take
I'm
that would
not
take
really
that would
for-
that would just take the bottom out of the market for them down there.
Yeah, I'm not really for the things that we have now. All the illegal. I mean, like I said, I get about all the like fentanyl and all the addictives people, but I mean, I do have my thought that
We wouldn't have
Those
a
people
fentanyl. Wait a minute,
chose
but
to
we
start
would
using
we
drugs,
wouldn't have a fentanyl problem if we made everything legal. Okay, because people wouldn't be cutting their cocaine with fentanyl to try and make it go further. There wouldn't be any of that going on, and we would be saving lives by making it legal.
Yeah, right. I'm not necessarily for all these drugs being illegal either. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem if they were legal. I mean,
And
personally.
people say, well, what about heroin? Hey, if somebody wants to use heroin, somebody wants to
Yeah,
use
I
heroin,
don't.
but let's
I
at least
don't.
make
Right.
sure it's not of a dose that will kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I personally, yeah, I mean, if GlaxoSmithKline made heroin that you knew was completely safe, and you could buy it at a drugstore, uh,
Or
They
go get
do.
a
I mean, I
prescription from
guess
your
I
doctor.
don't, I wouldn't care. I mean, if you said you were gonna go, that's fine.
But the
It's
reason
not my
why
business.
these politicians always use this as an issue, it's an easy issue, you know? And I got to tell you, if you talk about, like the cartels wanting to kill people, senators and so on, who want to create legislation. The one legislation that would get them killed the fastest. What the hell was it?
That was my sister calling me. She hung up. She picked my. Sorry, Alex.
Anyway, where was I?
About
I
the
was-
The one
cartel.
thing that would get them killed.
Well, the one thing that would get them killed is if they said exactly what I just said. Let's make everything legal.
Yeah.
Because that would hurt their trade more than anything. That would have just taken the bottom out of the whole, Bolivian situation and so on that was happening with cocaine, for instance, in this country. And most of these drugs aren't that dangerous. I mean, yes, certain drugs are, okay? There are certain dangerous drugs, but you warn people about them. So and they only get into the other drugs because people are trying to, cut them with something that's cheap, okay? So anyway, what were you going to say, Tony?
I was going to ask you a question. Here they go racing down my block here. You know what's going to ask you? When I used to work in a printing place, my uncle's place in Long Island, I used to take the railroad back home, and they used to drop me off, one of the workers, by the train station, and we used to drive past the methadone clinic. Any reason why, Alex? I don't know if you would know. When they weed them off, why would they weed them off of the methadone to get them off? What did that
The trouble with methadone is it's more addictive than heroin. It is harder to get it takes only about 3 days to get somebody off of heroin, at least to get their body off of it. The fact is the effects of your body not producing endorphins takes a little bit longer, but you can get off of heroin pretty easy, and then you do have problems though with withdrawal. Okay. This withdrawal period for methadone is 3 months. So most people never get off methadone.
Oh, okay.
There was a song that somebody sang to me once that went, Rockefeller selling skag, but he says it's phony. Stick a needle in your arm and call it methadone. But, but that's essentially the government just said, hey, don't use heroin. Here's a drug we're supplying you.
Yeah, he was always lying. It's like, I'm like, wow, look at this. There was lines around.
It was just a terrible thing. Yes, yes, Alan.
Tony, could you look at your phone, the text I sent you? Thank
What are
you.
you sending texts to each other while the show is on?
No, it was quiet. He's got the text turned off, and you wouldn't hear it.
Sorry.
Yeah? What's his...
I sent him this thing, and he's looking all over for it, so I took a screenshot off of Amazon.
Can I read the text?
No, God. Okay, sure, fine. Or maybe you can just tell us the text you sent, and he doesn't have to read it.
Tony, I love you. I can't believe this. He's telling this to me. I'm joking. Did you send me that? That was yours?
Yes.
Oh, that was yours. I take it back.
It was.
Excuse me, I don't want to interrupt your little text party here.
It's a plastic piece of
plastic.
plastic.
Yeah, you were my favorite. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Charlene sent me something too. I didn't get it yet. Oh, okay. Okay, so I thank you again. Thanks again, Alan. I didn't mean that.
You're welcome.
Nobody ever sends me anything but crutches.
No, I didn't send you crutches.
Not crutch, a cane.
Cane went to Paris with you.
Yeah, he took his cane to Paris.
Yes, and it's a very good cane.
Marjorie took hers too. I saw them both on YouTube.
Yeah, but she didn't take the one you sent. She has her own little cane that she likes better.
Okay.
But,
All right, well.
Are we at that age where we're talking about what canes we like best?
Yeah.
Do you have a
I would get you one before you leave that's got like the American flag on it, but I'd be afraid somebody'd shoot you.
Somebody would shoot me for that. Yeah, yeah. I got one that's got like a real nice head on it and stuff, but it's a little too short. I should have bought it one step higher. Yeah.
I thought we were talking about canes here.
We're talking about canes.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I was talking about?
I don't know.
You're making a joke.
I'm making a joke. Yeah.
I see.
Okay. Did you guys bring up the my brother was so sick to our stomach about the little tech giants all saying how great of a leader he was? I couldn't believe Bill Gates was. I lost a lot of respect for him, Alex.
Yeah.
How do you
I
say
don't
this
know
guy's a
what's
great
with
leader?
these people. Usually I would turn around and say, okay, so what's his name over at Apple is kissing Trump's ass. I'm not going to buy anything more from Apple, but I need their products.
I do like their IMAX.
The president of Google yesterday settled with Trump, and then the EU today fined them for antitrust. Nobody seems to like Google lately either.
Well, the trouble is, what happens with companies is they get so big before they even realize it, that they don't realize that the practices that when they were a small company that they did, today, when they're a big company, are anti-competitive. Okay? And so you don't realize that this is something you got to watch out for. And a lot of these companies are what's the one? What was the one I read about the other day that was having a problem? And Newsmax is suing Fox.
Really?
And the reason they're suing Fox is they're saying that Fox was anti-competitive, in that they made deals with the major, what do you call it? Major companies that have websites and have what's the word I'm looking for? I'm losing it here. They were going to TV stations and so on, and saying if you carry Newsmax, your cable systems, if you use Newsmax, we will stop giving you Fox products, like the Fox network and so on and so forth. Or more than that, we will charge you a penalty for carrying our Fox channels. And so that's what Newsmax is suing them about. They're saying we could be a lot bigger, we could be a lot more competitive with Fox if they weren't anti-competitive.
Isn't Fox suing Dredge also?
Drudge?
Drudge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Even Phil said yesterday the Drudge is not as good as they used to be. They're not as conservative.
Well, they're not as conservative. That's not as good. I think that's better, don't you, everybody?
Absolutely.
I would say he's more middle of the road. He's telling you like it is, maybe.
Yeah.
They're not as good as they used to be because they're not as pro-Trump. Wow.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, they're probably better than they used to be because now they're leveling the playing field. But still, they're so right-wing that it doesn't matter. But also their place in the marketplace. I'll give you a good example. They're about 2 million viewers ahead of any of the other networks, any of the other news networks. So taking that into effect, maybe it's some anti-competitive things they're doing that have caused that to happen. But Newsmax is suing them, a right-wing channel. Who has gotten better I'm not saying better in that I'm not into the kind of programming they do, but they've been better in that they, have a more quality network than they used to. They used to just was like they were working out of a basement somewhere, and now they actually look like a news network.
Versus a living room in New York and Harlem, huh?
Yeah, well, yeah, except. Well, this is a big studio,
Oh, that's right. Forgot big studio.
You forgot my big studio here.
Big studio.
Yeah. Anyway, anybody have anything interesting they're going to do over the weekend?
I'm going to make meatloaf tomorrow.
Is that the most
God.
exciting thing anybody can say here? I'm going to make meatloaf.
And the Jets Sunday to lose, so I know. I'm actually looking forward to it. So I got to
Rebuilding an old computer.
You're rebuilding an old computer. That's exciting. Gee, maybe I should go down to the store and get some ribs and make my ribs again this week.
Yeah, you like the ribs? Have them Saturday or Sunday.
I do a good job.
Tony will come over and cook for you.
I'm not a big rib guy. Jackie, you love the ribs. Remember, you used to go to Famous Dave's. I remember you used to tell me.
Ribs and spam. It's a great meal that Tony puts together.
Ribs and spam.
My brother likes the ribs like you, Alex. I'm not a big rib guy. He tries to push them on me.
Ribs are good.
Yeah, he liked it. I said, I'll try them. He says, try it. I'm picky like that.
Now, you get some good ribs that are, especially you come down to Harlem and there's some places that serve ribs here that are killer.
I'll bet.
Mine are killer, but they're done in an oven. I don't do them on a barbecue. I don't do them on a grill, and so I can't smoke them, that way. But still, for what I do with an oven, it works out really great. I cook them for about 3 hours.
You slow cook it, right?
Yeah, slow cook it, and then the last 10 minutes I put some more sauce on there. The last 10 minutes I put the broiler on. And I put a nice char on the ribs. So it looks kind of like it came out of a barbecue. Yeah. So that's...
And now we're talking recipes. That's really good.
Well, if we have people come on with recipes, it might be a little more interesting than, talking about Scooby-Doo, What's the most expensive comic book you're selling right now?
I have a book up for $3,500 on Comic Link.
What?
What's it called?
Oh, Fantastic Four, 50.
Why is 50 worth that much?
It's the first cover of a Silver Surfer and his origin.
Wow. And you got how much for it?
Well, I'm asking $3,500 for it.
Wow.
I have 2 copies, so I'm going to sell the lower grade copy, and I have stuff in my private collection that I won't sell until in a few years. So I have.
What is the most expensive one you ever sold?
That's hard. I sell.
By the way, this is the business he's in.
Yeah, I think. Wait. Oh, I sold the Giant Size Expendable. I remember telling Shecky this. I think it was my 6.0. I think I got maybe about $1,850 or $2,000, something like that.
Oh, $1,850.
I'm going to report you to the IRS.
I still have other copies of it because I bought them cheap. I had double.
Listen, look. I wrote off Tony years ago, and then all of a sudden, when he started talking about all of this, I suddenly realized he's worth more money than all of us put together. Okay.
Shecky, when I showed Shecky the base, I'll never forget. He goes, "This looks like my films," and I took him in the back. I had racks everywhere. He says, "I don't even know what I have anymore." So I said, "Open the box." He's opened the box. He's pulling stuff out. I said, "You have these?" He says, "These are the '90s." I said, "Then I got the two." Then my Silver Age were in. I made when we did the basement, we had closets that opened up, and I have all the good stuff in it, so you can't see it until I said, "Open the closet in the back." And then you open it, so it open, and I had them by year. And I said, "Take the box down because they were great."
Okay, Tony. Okay. The theme's playing.
I'm sorry.
It's easier when you open the closet to get the things out. So that's good.
Yeah, they're hidden.
Yeah,
and I got security.
Thank you so much, Charlie, for being here tonight. I appreciate it, as I do appreciate Josh showing up here. I think the world of him. And Kevin, you're the best. And then, of course, we have Bree. What can I say about Bree?
I like Bree.
I like Bree, too.
Thank you.
He is the king of Malaysia, okay?
He's got you. I like.
Be careful.
It's just amazing that his picture looks as good as any of ours from Malaysia, right? Thank you very much, Alan, for being here. And Tony, of course, it's always a pleasure having you here. You don't call enough. Anyway, everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye at you. And I will also tell everybody that our good friend Amy Manuel is next here with The Intersection. She'll be taking your calls on Zoom. You go to our gabnet.net page, you go to column 3 all the way to the bottom, and there are all the addresses you call for Zoom calls for the shows. I'll see you again, let's see here, on Monday with the Big Monday Show, which we love, at 4 o'clock on Facebook, and then right back here on YouTube and wherever we are here with you this evening. Next week on Wednesday, same time, same station in life, and in the meantime, as always, if you see her, of course, tell her I love her, will you? Bye. Oh, have a nice weekend.